One. Welcome, everybody. We are live. We actually worked it out, and we are here, everyone. Welcome to the season 2 of Positive Principal Announce Party. Hello, Polly.
Hello, Max. And this just goes to show that you just got to roll with it, and everything works out beautifully.
All about it. Let me turn this down a little bit. Okay. Sorry, that's a little obnoxious. Okay. Good to see you. So hopefully all of you are live here, and we're on the page. So let me just look down here. It should tell us when people start coming in. So great to see you, Polly. Are you here?
You know what I want?
Can you hear me?
Well, I can. There's a drag. There's a
lag. There's a little bit of a delay. That's okay.
Yeah.
All right. So let me just look to see. On my end, I can probably see when people start coming in, and I should look to see what's going on Facebook too. Crazy. Let's look. I see us right there. Oh, hi, Christine. Good to see you, Christine. Great. We got a couple people here. All right. Let's wait till a couple more people come in and see what's going on. I look.
Perfect.
I can see us right there.
Oh, awesome. Hey, so I just wanted to say that one of the reasons, and we're going to talk about this later on, but one of the reasons that we wanted to do this show is because when you coach people, so much happens that, like the people that don't really know them, they see how much they're changing, but they don't see all the little pieces that bring the change together, that brings like the big, the person getting from A to B. But that's one of the reasons why we want to do the show, is because then you can actually see what that person goes through. It's not like and everything is like exactly how they envisioned it. They have to there's some steps in between, and that's literally why we wanted to do the show. So much like this, it wasn't just like we pushed the button and voila. It's like there were steps to be taken, and then it's voila.
Then it's voila, for sure. I want to ask the people, I see that there's 4 people here right now. If you can hit your share button, that would be fantastic, so that more people can come and join us. And it's kind of like, Polly, it's like we're back in the saddle again. This is exactly how, and many times how we work, right?
It is.
We prepare, we're organized, we're together, and then we have to allow that spirit is going to take us in a certain direction. So, and that's one thing that I always feel is one of the most important things when you coach somebody, is to be able to be, like, as they say, like a reed in the wind, to be able to bend and bend, to not be so rigid that if something goes wrong, you break, right?
Yep. And
right, totally.
It's also, and we all talk about this all the time. I mean, everybody hears this, appreciate the moment, but it really is. I mean, I was just speaking to somebody, that I love very much today about, it's like, we need to learn to appreciate the steps, and to appreciate, it's not just to think about, when I'm there, like, for example, when I wanted to get into nursing school, and then when it was like, when I wanted to graduate nursing school. No way. It's all those steps in between, and you have to be able to appreciate the stuff that happens in between, because you know what? Sure. Even when you make it to there, it's where you're at right now.
That's right. And you know what? It's so interesting because so many of the people that follow me know that, and I just talked about this week on Periscope, Polly, that I talked about there is no there. And if you keep waiting to get there, you're kind of screwed. You're kind of screwed. And it sounds like it's been said so many times that it becomes like, it doesn't really sink into people that the journey is what it's all about. And as long as you keep saying, I'm going to get there someday, I'm going to get there someday, you're going to keep it someday. You have to start to embody what you want in this moment. Start to embody it now. And that's one of the most important things. Oh, Laura, thank you so much. Look what Laura just said. Look what Laura just said. Laura just said, there is no there. Thank you so much, Laura, my friend. Perfect. Thank you so much, Laura. And hi, Deanna. Good to see you. So we're starting to get more people here, and you can comment here, and we will put it up. Polly, I just want to tell you, can you put your camera down a little bit more so that your head's up? Because you're getting cut off.
Like that?
There. Perfect.
I'm there. I have arrived.
You are there. You are there. So good. I love it. Okay. So, welcome everybody. Welcome. Now that people are starting coming in, getting the idea about what's going on, and ignoring that last broadcast that I just did. But we're here. So we got to talk about the show. We got to talk about the history of the show. We got to talk about what the show is, because there's a lot of people here that have never even heard of the show. So where should we start, Polly?
I think we should start about, you and I were working together, right? And kind of thinking about, and we really have fun working together, and kind of thinking about and we had done one or two events, right? And then we were thinking that we wanted to do something on air live type thing. And then we came up with this plan. Isn't that kind of how it came together?
Yeah. And I, me kind of like the endless showman that I am, I really, really love actual reality television, and reality television can be used for the good. Most of the time it's not used for the good. And many, many years ago, there used to be a show called Starting Over, and it was about people in a house that were being coached. And Iyanla Van Zant was one of the coaches, and what's her name? Britain, what's her name? Whatever, was one of the coaches. And they took people, they put them in this house, and you saw them being coached, and you saw them shift and change their lives. And it was such an inspiration for me that I always thought, one day I'm going to do that. So when you and I decided we're going to do something more interactive and live, I thought, let's do something like that. And then it just evolved into this thing called the Positive Principle, where we decided each week we were going to coach around some principle that was important, like money or relationships or inner peace or moving forward, one of those. And we just moved forward and had such a good time with the first season.
And I think it's also like, when you coach, or quite frankly, anytime you work with people and you see that, I get really excited when I see the change. Like I feel the excitement with the success, right? Yeah. And so it's wanting to share that, these beautiful experiences with other people, because it's really inspiring. And it's like you mentioned the other day on the radio show, we all learn through this process. So whether we're the coach or whether we're the coachee or whether we're just observing it, we all learn, because guaranteed there's going to be something that's like, yeah, I totally relate to that.
Exactly. And we should talk about what our missions are in our own work for sure. But that is the truth, is that when we get to see someone else going through the process, we don't feel so alone. And we don't feel like I'm the only one that's going through this craziness, because all of us are going through that. And, for me, my mission in my work all the time is this idea that as each of us starts to rise up the vibrational ladder and starts to wake up and be, quote, enlightened about choices they have in their life, it literally raises everyone else around them, in their family, in their community, and in the world. So that's really my mission with this show and with my work, is that one person at a time gets the aha, gets the, oh my gosh, I can do that. I can actually create something that I thought I could never do before. And really, and some people would call that empowerment, but I just kind of call it, it's kind of like this remembering who you really are. You know what I mean, Polly?
I do. And Christine, I just want to let you know, Jack is doing amazing. I actually interviewed him on my radio show a few weeks ago, and he has since the show, he was from Africa, South Africa.
South Africa.
Yeah, and he's really done amazing. He's written a book, but what's even cooler than that is his biggest thing was financial, and that has totally changed for him. He has his own gardening service now, and it's all organic. So he goes and he takes care of people garden with, takes care of their gardens, landscape, but it's all using organic things. And he's thriving. And so, he was saying how much the show helped him, but it wasn't necessarily, it's like it helped him at the time, but even more, it helped him farther down the road. It's like, it took him a while to put everything into place. Like, he learned the tools, but he wasn't necessarily practicing them for a while. And now his life is completely different. So it was really cool. And that's the whole thing, is like some of us will see the changes right away. All of us will see some changes. Some of us will see the changes, it's kind of like going on a diet. Some of us will like lose weight right away, and some of us, it might be this slow thing, but we will all get there. If we're doing, following the process, we will all get there.
For sure. Thank you so much, Christine, for asking that question, because you can go to actually my YouTube page on youtube.com/Max Ryan videos, and you can watch all of the first season. You can go through the whole thing and watch it. And so obviously Christine did. So thank you. One thing before we got into it too much, I want to talk about our prizes. Our prizes. Completely forgot about the prizes. So before I tell people how they can have a chance to win, make sure you stay till the end, because we're going to reveal who wins the prizes at the very end. I'll tell you how to do that first. But Polly, what are the prizes that they're going to get? What are you going to give?
Okay, so we talked about this yesterday, and what felt good and sounded good is a 30-minute session with me, and you can either do coaching or reading, or combine it. It doesn't matter. And quite frankly, I know this is how Max works. You're going to get what you get. Like, say it starts as a coaching, but if intuitive stuff starts coming through, or vice versa, it all blends together. So it's a free 30-minute. And how about you, Max? What are you giving away?
Well, it's the same thing. So there's two prizes. I just thought it was so perfect that you came up with that. So there are two prizes that you can enter to win tonight, and only tonight, between the people that are watching right now. So I will give either a full reading coaching session. It's usually a combination of both, right? For me, and one for Polly. Now, this is exactly what you have to do. You have to do this, everybody. You've got to go to our Twitter page. Our Twitter page is @POSShow. POSSA. I was going to get a piece of paper to write it all down. Hold on a second. @POSShow on Twitter. Okay, hold on. @POSShow. Okay. Here's our Twitter right here, everybody. Can you read that? @POSShow. Okay. So you're going to have to go to Twitter. Christine, if you have on Periscope, you have Twitter. I'm just saying. You got to go to @POSShow. There are two. Thank you so much, Emily. That's so sweet of you. You have to go there. There are two different pictures. One's win with Polly, one's win with Max. You have to retweet those. Everyone that retweets those will be entered into the possibility of getting the reading or coaching with us. So once again, go to Twitter, go to @POSShow, and those two pictures that are on the top, just retweet them. And at the end of the show, we will pick through this wonderful way of picking. It's very random. It's a computer-generated thing that we will put that in, and two people will win. Okay? Sorry, Deanna, if you don't tweet, it's kind of a bummer. And sorry, that's just the easiest way for us to do it easily, and it's also the best way for us to do it completely, what I want to say, objectively. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do that. So you can try to figure that out. You can go to on your Twitter feed, and I'll tell you, Deanna, I'm not sure anyone that follows me or Polly on Periscope has Twitter, unless you signed up on on Periscope with your phone number. So that's all I'm saying. Okay? All right, everybody. So hopefully at the end, we will have 2 awesome winners. Okay? How exciting, Lindsay says. Lindsay says, how exciting! Hey, listen, Polly, Lindsay is watching at 4 in the morning or something in London. I mean, in England somewhere. Isn't that crazy?
Holy moly.
Holy moly. What time is it? What time is it there? Lindsay, you said it was really late. What time is it, Lindsay, there? Hi, Nicole. And Nicole is in Australia right there. Hi, Nicole.
Nice.
I'm just going to wait 1 second. Let's see. What time is it there? It's 2:30 a.m. Okay. Pretty close. All right. Let me remove that. Okay. Good, Lindsay. All right. So let's get back to talking about the show and about the casting and all of that stuff. So I talked about what I believe is really the most important thing in coaching for me. So Polly, tell them about why you do what you do and what's your mission.
Okay, my mission is really for people, whoever I work with, and quite frankly, whether I work with you or not, I really want people to be the best they can be. And I believe that starts with accepting where you are right now, because you know what? If you've gotten through the stuff you've gotten through to this point in your life, you're okay. You've learned some good lessons. You can take those lessons forward. So accept where you are right now, but I want you to be the best you can be. And that's different for everybody. And I think, that's one of my, sticking points or whatever in my life is I really think it's important for people to follow what feels good to them. We're not all meant to be doctors. We're not all meant to be attorneys. We're not all meant to be engineers. So with that being said, I just follow what makes you happy. And sometimes you need a little bit of encouragement to hear it's okay. It's okay to let that job go. It's okay to let whatever else go. And it just helps to have somebody that is objective and maybe helps you formulate a plan.
Yeah. I agree. There is overall there seems to be a kind of thing in our mass media, social media culture that people need to do the same thing all the time, or they need to always be no, you don't.
No.
You have a purpose, and that purpose that you have is the things that bring you joy. And you're right, Polly, the things that make you happy. And they're not what makes me happy is not exactly what makes Polly happy. And so I love helping people to discover that's what brings them joy. And it might be hard at first to let go of certain things, but the more you follow it, the more literally the red carpet starts to roll out in your life, and you're like, oh my God, it's all working out. And that is such a joy for me when I see my clients start to see like, wow, it's happening, right? Right, Polly?
Yeah, and I think an important piece to that is to recognize that when you have a coach, the coach, ideally, we're not telling you what we think it should be. If you're asking, should I lose the dude? Should I lose the job? Should I move to Australia? Whatever. It's got to be what feels right to you. And we can figure out, help you figure out what feels right to you, or, the steps to that. But it's not Max's life. It's not my life. It's your life. Right. And so it's not coming to us for the answers, because you know what the answers are.
That's right. And our job is to guide you to find those answers, so that then you can take really inspired actions on those answers that you already have in yourself. We don't come in with any agenda, but there is one agenda, I have to say. The one agenda that we do have, Polly and I have as coaches, is that you have an incredible experience of your life.
Yeah.
That's all. That's the only agenda we have. That's it. So it's great. So let's talk about the show and how it's going to work, right?
And yes, Deanna, invite.
Yes.
We like people to invite.
Definitely you can invite. You can hit there's a share button right below us. You can hit share and invite everybody. That'd be great. Okay. Awesome. Great. Is it the validation? I'm not sure what that means. Emily, I'm just going to look it down. You're looking at all of those too, Polly?
I can see when messages pop up. Yeah.
Okay. So Emily says, is it the validation? Not sure what that means, Emily. Emily, why don't you write a little bit more about that, and we can talk about that. But at the end of the show, we also are going to have like total Q&A. So let me tell you what the show is about. The show is going to be 4 people that we work with for 6 weeks. You come to us for validation. Thank you, Emily. I got it. So it's going to be 4 participants that we don't know that we're going to work with for 6 weeks. The first round, we did it for 8 weeks. We're going to do it 6 weeks. And each week, you are going to, the viewing audience are going to be able to go through whatever positive principle we're teaching the participants. And you're going to be coached at the same time by following their journeys. So each week, Polly and I will meet with the individuals off screen on the off time. We will coach them. We will come back in the week and we'll say, hey, Jane, how was it this week? What did you learn? What was your challenges? And it will reflect what the audience's challenges are. And so we will go through all of those weeks together. And hopefully, not hopefully, I know that if you stick with the show and if you're a participant, we'll talk about being a participant in just a second, you will learn some incredible skills to apply in any area of your life. And it's all going to be here on Facebook Live. We did it on Google Plus last time. Google Plus is a little complicated now, but Facebook Live is very easy. It will be on the page that you're watching. The shows will start on June 1st. They will be on Thursday nights at 7 p.m., June 1st, and it'll go through July 6th. So those are going to be the actual show dates. And I think that's anything else you want to say about how the show is going to work?
No, it's really an opportunity. Like you don't see like the really like each week you'll see what the homework is, like the theme of the week, the homework, which then Max and I will do in-depth work with the client, with the participants. And so then the following week they come back and share like what their big aha moment of following through with that homework. And then we learn the next week what we're going to do. And I think one of the things, right now, Max and I don't really have any clue what our positive principles will be for this show, because it really depends on who's on the show. And it depends on, this is where the intuitive stuff kind of comes in, we kind of decide, okay, well, this feels good for this group.
Mm-hmm. Right. And thank you for saying that, Polly, because I just printed this out. It's hard to see. At the positiveprincipleshow.com, the Positive Principle Show, that is the website where you find everything about the show. Everything about the show is going to be there. And right now, if you go there and you click on About the Show, there are polls there. There are 5 polls that we have set up because we want to know not just what the participants want, we want to know what you as the viewing audience want. So please go there, and they're very simple questions about what's your biggest challenge, what would you like to work on, what is your biggest fear, all those kind of things. That helps us to serve you, because this whole show is about service, right, Polly? About serving? Right. All about service. Mm-hmm. Okay,
so now I just want to say, because now I feel like we've been keeping this, we haven't talked about it yet, and I just want to share. So we really want people to audition for the show, because that's what makes it so good, is we get people that are unique, and that's what we're looking for. So Max, do you want to share like the qualities that we're looking for?
Sure. I've got some notes written here, but Here's the deal. Anyone can apply to be on the show. Anybody can apply. And we'll tell you how to do that. But what we're looking for people that are willing to take a chance, first of all. That are people that are willing to take a chance to put their stuff out there. First of all, if you've been looking for a coach for a long time and you haven't either decided or maybe it's been a financial issue or something, you might want to think about doing this. You do have to be the kind of person that's going to be live on the air, that's for sure. And we want people that have these, that are willing to bend, willing to change, and also kind of having this quality of, I don't know, but I'm willing to try. The willingness is huge for us. It's very huge for us. So if you're a man, if you're a woman, if you're gay, if you're straight, if you're transgendered, that doesn't matter at all. It's the qualities of the people. Sometimes, we really like to work with people that are kind of at that place. They're like, I've got to change something about my life. It's kind of not working. My relationship's not working. My career's not working. My weight's not working. And I've got to do something about it. If you're in that place that you have to do something, you need more clarity, you need more support, you need more guidance, you really might be perfect to be on the show with us. So, Polly, what do you think?
For sure. Well, here's a question for you, Max. How many times have you heard from people that you start working with, heard them say, I'm broken?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
When you are at that point or whatever your broken point is, we want to work with you. Mm-hmm. Because if you're at that point, you're willing to take some chances, do some risks, and pull it together and get out of that broken point. Because right. You don't have to stay there. And staying there doesn't feel very good. No. The sooner you can pull yourself out of that and start enjoying life again.
And also another word for, Polly, you might agree, another word for broken is stuck.
Yeah.
If you feel stuck and you're like, I don't know which way to go. I feel like I have a dream, but it's been squashed or something like that. That is a really good place to start when you start coaching. Right, Polly?
Yeah. It is. It's either one. I mean, both of them are kind of different, but I agree. And that's a very good point, is it doesn't matter whether you feel broken or stuck, whatever, because wherever you are, if it doesn't feel good to you, our mission, our goal is to get you out of that point.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And on a road of taking action, and really, my company is called Attract Positive Results. So you start to attract things that start to make you feel good, little by little, and then it starts to become like a snowball, and then you start to feel good about many other areas of your life. Those are the kind of people that we really want to work with right now, and I'm sure that some of the people of the 18 people that are watching right now, that there's some of you that would like to be on the show and would like to just put yourself out there. Also, I have to say this, one of the elements of being a participant on the show is that I think sometimes being on a show like this is that you actually want to help other people too. That you want to help other people while you go through your stuff. Right, Polly? For
sure. I agree. And you know what? That's another valid point, is that, most of us, most people walking around want to help, want to feel like they're making a difference, right? Mm-hmm. And some of us are, we make a difference in big ways some days, smaller ways some days, but this again is, you can be part of the ripple that changes the world. And that's what we talk about.
Totally. Hey, you know what? I'm not sure how we're going to do this. I'm going to probably take you off. I want to just play the commercial that we have, that we've made, because it's pretty clear. So I'm going to actually take you off, Polly, and I'm going to put the commercial up on this. I'm going to put it up to the camera, and we're just going to play this. But hold on one second. It's on my iPad. It's not going to be like the best, but you'll get the idea. Hold on. Wait, no. Wait, hold on.
And then while Max is doing that, we're also looking for commitment, because we want you to be committed not only to the change that you want to see, but committed to the show. We want you to be able to stick with it, for the 6 weeks. And so that's important.
Yeah, commitment's big.
It is commitment. And whether you're coaching, it doesn't matter who you're coaching with. There's got to be commitment to the process, commitment to the change.
Right. And commitment is big because it's not just the 6 weeks. It's a week before. We're going to have a follow-up the week after. It's about a 2-month commitment of your life. And listen, if you are stuck, if you're feeling, all of those things, 2 months is nothing. Really, it's nothing. So I want to just play this on my iPad. I'm going to just reduce you just for a second. Let's see. Okay, no, I think it's the other way. There we go. Okay, we'll put Polly in the corner. We'll put Polly in the corner. Let me turn this up. Make sure it's really loud. Okay, let's see. You can see it. Play.
Are you ready to make a commitment to attracting positive results in your life? Are you done not having the peace and the joy in your life that you know that you can have? Are you sick of struggling against the world instead of flowing with it? Or maybe you've always wanted to hire a professional coach for your life, but you didn't know who, or you thought it was beyond your financial means? Well, introducing the Positive Principle. It is an interactive 8-week reality show where 4 participants will make the commitment to change their life by learning powerful and practical positive principles to help them shift their lives and their results for the better, the way better. And all the while, you, the viewers, have the opportunity to take the life-changing 8-week journey to change your life at the exact same time. The viewers will have access to all the coaching questions and action steps that the cast members are given each week. It's a win-win for all. The Positive Principle. 4 people, 8 weeks, life-changing.
Yay! Awesome. Okay. So that is the Positive Principle. And if you would like to be, let me just ask you, if this feels like something that you would like to participate in, just put it in the chat that you'd like to participate in the show. Anything else you want to say, Polly, before I talk about casting?
Yeah, so the commitment, I want to go back to the commitment a little bit. So it's not only when we have the show, and you have to have Wi-Fi, so that the show's going to be Thursday evenings, but it's also you have to commit to meeting with you'll either work with Max or I for, during the week at one time. So it's commitment to not just the show, but commitment to a coaching session with one of us during the week. So, it's like a fabulous opportunity, but you also have to be able to say, yeah, I'm ready for it.
Got it. I totally get that. And Emily says, and it might not be for Emily because she says that she's very introverted. I totally get that. In coaching in general is something that you have to be ready to do, let alone be on a show like this. But one thing I wanted to say too is that one of the things about coaching is that it's not a linear process, right? It's not a linear process. So as coaches, we are pretty much responsible for twisting things up for you, for surprising you, giving you things that to help you to stretch. So you have to be willing to be like, there might be some surprise elements going on here. Right, Polly?
Absolutely. And I think hi, Holly. I think one of the really funny things that happened, because there was a few episodes that there was a lot of tension on the last.
Yes, there was.
There was. And you know what? I got to say I like it because that shows that it's, it's real life. What people are going through is real life emotions. And that's when Jack wanted to fire me when I was coaching with them. And then some of the people watching it were like sending messages about what was going on. And it was really funny because it was like people were definitely engaged. And not only were the people watching engaged, but Jack was engaged enough to feel like, I'm fed up. I'm not doing it. But then look at he stuck with it, and look where he is today.
And he's he really was one of our big successes of the whole thing. And bless his soul, he he was very resistant a lot of the time. And then when some of the twists and turns came in the show, he was even more resistant. And then you look at him now, 2 years later, and he's like so thankful for what he went through. Yeah. So you never know while you're going through something that you might be like, oh, I don't like this surprise. But eventually, because Polly and I are professionals, we know what we're doing with people. We're not just throwing you out there for the ratings. We're throwing you out there because we know that it will challenge you to break beyond your box. Because very rarely are you going to learn while you just stay in your box. Right, Polly?
That's right. But I also have to say, most coaches will say, like what you're saying, step outside of your comfort zone. And I totally get that. Step outside. But here's the other thing. I actually really do believe that we're meant to be in this life where we're pretty comfortable and pretty happy. So it's not necessarily stepping out of your comfort zone. It's bringing in tools so that you feel comfortable wherever you go.
I agree with that. I totally agree with what you're saying. And now you're going to see how Polly and I coach differently, which is really good because you're going to get a different point of view. I believe as a coach, I don't disagree with you at all. I totally agree with you. But I believe that sometimes being pushed into the deep end in any area helps you to discover I'm more capable than I thought I was.
Right. And you're right. I mean, that really is what's so, cool or whatever working with us, or seeing us talk about this stuff is because we do have different, it's like we send out the same message, but we have a little bit different approach to it. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But I'm sure that the people that I work with will agree that I definitely ask them to do things that they're not necessarily comfortable with, but somehow I want them to, to feel like it's okay, that it's still safe, right? You can you're safe even when you stretch yourself, I guess.
I agree. And look at some of the comments that we're getting here, which is really interesting. Saying Nicole's like, Max is good at that. Emily says somewhere down the line, somewhere down the line, some of us got comfortable outside our comfort zone.
Yes.
And we need to get back to where. That's a great point, Emily, right, Polly?
It is.
That's right, because you lose your way from your center.
Yeah.
And that's another coaching thing. We want to get you back to your center. And sometimes getting you back to your center is making you do something that you're like, you really want to do, but you're really scared to do it. And we hold your hand. It's not like I just go, you're going to do that. I'm like, we're going to do this together and you're going to be fine, but you're going to do it. And then they go, oh, I feel more myself. I feel better. So that's a really good point, Emily. Don't you agree, Polly?
I do. And I think, another thing that's interesting about this is like, when and I kind of learned this when I was doing, when I do readings. So I'll start talking and I just assume everybody sees what I see in my head, right? And I just start talking about blah, blah, blah. And I forget, not everybody's seeing the world through my eyes. And so sometimes that's what's so good about having, like if you're doing this with me, we give the both perspectives. And so people really do get to see the big picture, the biggest picture. And it's not right. So that there's less room for error in communication.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, one of our jobs as coaches is to kind of be the drone for you, to be like, we can see it from up here. You can't quite see it, but I can see that if you just make a little bit of a left right there, you're going to be really happy. But you're like, left feels scary. And we're like, no, really, left is going to be good for you.
That's a really great way of putting it.
Yeah, great. Thank you, everyone. I just want to say this, looking at the comments, thank you for everyone for being here. We're going to wrap up in just a few minutes. Let's see. What time on Thursdays? It's going to be Thursdays at 7 o'clock Pacific time. We start the show. Now, this is a scheduling thing that we should say to everyone. June 1st is our first show, our premiere show. But the week before, what is that week before? What's the May? Shoot. April, May 25th. May 25th, we're going to have our reveal show, right? May 25th, we're going to have our big reveal show where we're going to announce the people, the participants that are going to be on the show. We're going to tell you more about the show. So that's going to be a big, huge party. That's going to be the big party show, introducing all of our 4 participants on May 25th. So it's always going to be Thursdays at 7 o'clock Pacific time. Okay? All right. Anything else about the show? I think we've covered most of it, Polly, but there's something else I definitely want to talk about.
Somebody had a question about the cost.
Oh, yeah. And that's what I wanted to talk to you about. I want to tell you all very clearly is that one of the things, I have been a coach for many years. I've coached hundreds of people, and I've coached people without pay, with pay, whatever it happens to be. And I believe very strongly that when you have even just a little bit of what they call skin in the game, you're more committed. The people that choose to be coached and they put a little bit of the money where their mouth is, those people tend to move faster. They tend to get more results. And so we want you to get more results. And this is a quick process. So we want you to go fast and we want you to get results. So we have decided this year that there is a very small fee to apply, to be on the show. Not to apply. To apply, it's all free. But once you get on the show, we are asking for a $150 commitment. That's it. That's basically almost 8 weeks of coaching, and that is dirt cheap. And I'm going to tell you really quickly, and then Polly, you can talk about the price situation for you. It is, and Polly knows this to be true, that money that we are going to get from those 4 people is going to cover our running costs. That's it. It's going to cover our running costs because we're going to have to actually pay for a software that will be on Facebook Live that we can have all 6 of us on at the same time. It costs some money, plus all of our advertising and all of that stuff. Polly's not going to make any money off this. I'm not going to make any money off this. But if you put a little bit of money, and it's so minuscule, I know that sounds, it's not very subjective, but it's not that much for pretty much 8 weeks of coaching to change your life. So I wanted to make sure that I addressed that. Go ahead.
And Kelly, we don't know when we're offering this again. We just kind of go by
2-3 years.
Yeah, we just kind of go by when it's the right fit. But I did want to say there is no fee for submitting an audition, because we want everybody under the sun, because that's how we get set. We want variety. We love variety. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's what's so cool about it. There is no fee for that. But everybody who does audition, you actually go into a drawing for an opportunity to win. So Max and I do readings together. Mm-hmm. And so you actually go into a drawing to win a reading where Max and I give you a dual reading.
That's right. So, that's right. That was a great idea that Polly thought of yesterday. I was like, that's great. So every applicant, your name and your number will be put into a pool. And at the end of, maybe on the first day, after we announce the 4 people that win, if you win, you don't get the duo reading. But Polly and I love doing duo readings. We work together really well, actually, doing duo readings. We do them live all the time. And so if you apply to be on the show, then you will be put into to that. So, okay. Polly, I should tell them what they need to do to apply.
You have to.
I got it. Okay. So if this sounds good to you, we would love everybody. If you're even thinking a little bit like maybe, send it in to us. Really, send it in to us. What you want to do is you want to go to thepositiveprincipleshow.com. Is this upside down right there? Thepositiveprincipleshow.com. And there's a casting link. It will tell you everything to do, but let me recap it here. What we are asking for from you is very simple. You're going to need to submit a 3-minute video. How long? 3 minutes. That's it. Short and sweet. there's 3 questions on the casting page that you're going to have to answer in your video. That's it. I will, should I go through those questions now or just go there? What do you think, Paul?
Yes, they can read them. I mean, and listen, if you have questions, you can contact us.
That's right. There's a contact page there. So you're going to submit a 3-minute video. You're going to hit the little contact, little thing to submit. It will throw you over, and you're going to need to upload your video onto YouTube on a private or somewhere that's private that we can have access to. It might be a cloud somewhere or Dropbox or whatever. YouTube really is the easiest. If you can just upload your video and make it private and just give us access to it, no one else, listen, only Polly and I are going to see this. That's it. Only Polly and I. And we will look through all of them. We'll talk about, what we think is best. And there are things that we're looking for, like we asked you before. But there's also that, Polly, that intangible thing that we don't know. We follow our spirit, and sometimes we're like, whoa, and a couple people from last year were those people. We're like, oh my God, they need to be on the show.
Yeah. And there's still some people that we didn't put on the show last time that I think about. And it's not like they come, like they follow us or anything. So we have no idea what they're doing. But, anyhow, it's kind of a process. It's not an easy process for us to decide who's on and who's on, because it takes us a while, because we want the chemistry for one thing, but we're looking for those that we really think it's going to be a good fit. And sometimes it's not just taking that person by themselves. It's like it's like creating the show.
Mm-hmm. It is.
It's not just one person. Anyhow, you look at the whole thing,
the whole picture, and just so you all know, we will look at the videos, and then there will be a second round. There'll be a second round after we will reach out to a few people, and we will actually have a conversation between the 3 of us where we talk to them. And that's kind of like in acting, that would be called your second callback, your first callback. And then after the callback, then we're going to make a decision and then you will be notified about if you're going to be on the show or not.
Yeah.
Okay. And I just want to, technically, there is a contract that we've created for the show. It's really simple. It's really straightforward. It just says, it literally, when you sign your name to it, you're committing that you're going to pay us the $150, which is no big deal. But you're also committing that you're going to commit to doing all the work and all of the things that we are going to tell you to do, and also that you're going to commit to show up for the show. Yeah, because we won't have a show if you don't show up.
Right. It's that commitment word again.
It's the commitment, and that's big in coaching. It's big.
Yeah,
it's big to commit to your growth, to commit to your peace, and to commit to your success. It's huge. So.
Yeah.
All right. Anything you want to say before I want to open up to questions. We're at the hour right now.
I think we're good. Why don't we just go to questions?
Okay, go to questions. And then after that, let me just say, before we have, you can ask us coaching questions too. We'll stay for a little while, but I want you to also know that if you want to win the reading or coaching session with Polly or I, please go and retweet those tweets at Pause Show at Twitter, Pause Show. Okay, and when we're done with the questions and answers, we will pick our winners. Okay, pick a winner. Pick a winner. All right, so let's see. Melanie says, let me know if I can do anything. Oh, thank you, Melanie has been a huge help and friend to me. What about the viewers? What about the viewers? Hi, Jackie.
I know. We have a few people from Alaska tonight, which is nice.
Jackie, good to see you. Hi, Jackie is on now. Judy, what do you mean, what about the viewers? The viewers are going to be able to participate because we're going to have a resource page on there's a resource page for the viewers. We are going to put our questions for the week so you can actually do the same positive principles along with the participants.
And it's like what I said, about the last time we did this, we were getting comments from the viewers that were pretty I don't know that we posted all of them because they were
good.
They were colorful. And so we definitely did not share everything that came, people's opinions of what was going on. It was very interesting. Some people were it struck some emotions with some of the viewers. It was very interesting.
For sure. There's no requirement for the viewers. It's just the requirements is that it's going to be live on Facebook on this page that you're watching right now. That's all. On Sundays at 7. The shows will stay up on there so you can watch the past ones. But here's the deal. Since you're going to be watching, we're going to have interaction with you just exactly. So if you want to say something about one of the people, they're like, they screwed up or good for them or whatever, we'll be able to actually put it up there and we'll talk to you while we're doing the whole situation. We'll be good. And
it gives the person, that's being coached, it gives them the opportunity to maybe explain why they chose to do what they did.
That's right. That's really good. And I'll say that last time that we did the show on Google+, it wasn't as interactive. So there were comments, but we couldn't get them in the moment as much. This time we'll be able to get them in the moment. So you can be like, why did you do that? What are you doing? Good for you in the moment, which is going to be really fun.
Yeah, I think this is going to be, I really like that it's so interactive because I think that, again, it really helps everybody, including Max and I. It helps us all do a better job on creating a great experience for all of us.
I so agree. So, Tina, thank you. Tina says, sounds like an amazing adventure. That's how I feel. I feel like it's going to be an amazing adventure this year too. So what a great way to start your summer too. Great way to start.
Absolutely.
Any other things that brings it all to life? Any other questions that you want to ask us about the show? And Polly, if there's any coaching questions, I'm okay to answer any coaching questions about what.
Fire away.
Fire away. We love that.
Right.
Anybody? Bueller?
Oh, you know what? My daughter's actually watching this. So she just texted me Emily's question. So
okay. Emily's question. Oh, yeah. Can you give an example? Thank you. Emily's question, give an example of what you might ask a cast member to do.
Excellent. Thank you, Mazzy. That's awesome.
Thanks, Mazzy. Hi, Mazzy. Okay, Polly, you take that.
Okay, you know what? I'm going to give an example of a time during the show where I was like a little like, ooh, God, I don't feel real comfortable doing this. And this is one where, so Max and I come up with the principle or what we're going to have people do before the show. Obviously, we've got to be prepared. So we had come up with, for this one person, so each person kind of had something to do outside their comfort zone. It was individual to the person. So this one person who was looking for relationship, looking for love in her life. And so we came up with, okay, if you're really serious about this, you're going to go onto a dating site. And at the time I was like, oh God, it just didn't feel good to me. I'm like, okay, this is it. And it was interesting. But then, what made me feel a little bit better about it was she said she had done it in the past. So it wasn't like this was a brand new thing for her. It's something that she had tried in the past. But it was really interesting because it definitely, it was like a roller coaster week because I was coaching her that. She was with me that week, and it was definitely roller coaster week of what was going on. And so that's kind of a different thing than what you might be asked, but it really, it's like each person kind of gets, I guess that proves the point that each person gets individualized coaching.
Right.
But each person that week had something different that they had to go and accomplish.
Right. And listen, here's the deal. Just like regular coaching, when I'm coaching my private clients, I always say this. I'm going to ask you something. You have 3 choices. You can either say, yes, I'll do it. Mm-hmm. No, I'm never freaking going to do that. Or I'll think about that.
Yeah.
We are not going to say, you have to do it. But we will bring up something to be like, and this is where Polly and I are a little different. I will convince you a little bit more to be like, you probably should do that. But I will never force you to do it. And Polly will never force you to do anything. But the reason that we bring those things up is to help you to be like, you need to take an action that you're not doing right now. And that might open you up to a new possibility, to new opportunities and experiences and people. That's the only reason we ask you to do those things.
Well, yeah. I mean, you have to do something different or you're going to be exactly where you are right now a year from now. And if it doesn't feel good right now, it's not going to feel good next year. It probably feel even crappier next year.
Right. It's the same thing. You get the same results over and over and over and over. You're welcome. Okay. Any other questions? Any other questions about coaching? Let me ask you all a question. Who here has ever worked with a private coach before? Put a 1 in the chat if you've worked with a private coach before. Danielle. Hi, Cynthia. Good to see you. Put a 1 in the chat if you've worked with a private coach before. Just know Facebook has a little bit of a lag, so we got to fill in. Tina has, good for you. Tina is kind of a coach and teacher herself, actually. Anyone else? Wow. Is Tina the only one? If Tina's the only one out of these 20 people, you might want to think about working with us. Because I'm gonna be really blunt and honest with everyone right now. The idea of working with 2 really experienced coaches for 6-8 weeks for $150, you might want to think about it. You might want to think about that. I have no idea how you're going to get that. Hi, Elizabeth. Melanie's worked with me. Hi, honey. Good to see you. Good to see you, honey. All right. Okay. Polly, do you want to say anything before we announce the winners?
I just want to thank everybody for joining us because it was a little.
I know it was wonky, and some people might be coming in here late.
I know, but it's all good because then they can watch everybody's joining now, but they can watch the
replay.
Yeah, send in an audition. Thank you, TJ. That's what I want to say. Send in your audition. That's it right there.
That's it. So before we go to this, really, Polly and I have the best time. And listen, if you've ever experienced Polly and I, we go with the flow, we laugh, things come up. We're kind of your example of go with the flow. Right. It's like, I called her right before and I'm like, uh-oh, what are we going to do? And you know what? I always open up that everything works out. So we have a lot of fun. So please, if you missed this broadcast, we've been on for almost 70 minutes. Please go back after we're done, watch the whole thing. You'll understand about the show, about what we're looking for. And if you want to submit your audition tape to be cast on the show, just go to thepositiveprincipleshow.com. And we will put it here in this group too, positiveprincipleshow.com casting. It will tell you the questions you have to answer, and all you have to do is submit the video, and then we will look at them and get back to you. The premiere is on June 1st, and then the week before we announce who's going to be on the show. Right, Polly?
Right. And you know what, Max? I kind of feel like we should wait. You know how we're doing the Twitter thing right now? Yeah. Who's going to win the free read? I kind of feel like we should wait 24 hours because I feel like people are going to be watching this, after, a lot of people are going to be watching it afterwards.
I love it. Sure. Why don't we do that?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, how about this? How about we come back, or one of us comes back tomorrow and does it live.
Okay, that's good.
I don't know if you want to do it, but that's a great idea. Do you see how we work together? It's great. It's perfect. It's perfect. So once again, if you want to win a reading/coaching session with Polly or with me, then go to the Pause Show at Twitter and retweet. Here it is. Where is it? At Pause Show, right there. There you go. And retweet those pictures. And tomorrow we will come back and make sure you're following this page here on Facebook so that we'll tell you when we're going to make the announcement.
And Cynthia, even if you work tomorrow, it doesn't matter. You can still win. So just
you can still win.
Yeah, exactly. Just retweet both tweets. Even if you can't watch it tomorrow, it doesn't matter. You can still win.
You don't have to be present. We will contact you.
Right. It's just going to be a very short little thing saying who the winner is.
Yeah, very quick. Very quick. Okay. Great. I am excited about the show, Polly.
Yep, it's always fun working with you. We never know what's going to happen.
Okay, let's just take 1 second to see if the viewers want to say anything. Does anybody want to say anything before we wrap up or ask us any questions about the show or casting at all? Let's just take one moment. Thank you, Melanie, so much for putting that up. Does anyone want to say anything? I'm just going to put this up here. Okay. Here is our website. I'm going to put it up here so you can find out. You're excited. Thank you. So you can find out, there it is, thepositiveprinciplesshow.com. Please go there as soon as you can. You can find out more. Also, what we said before, if you go to the About, please do the polls. The polls are really important. We look at them. Polly and I are going to look at them and be like, oh boy, they all want to do relationships this season. Let's do relationships. They all want to do this. We follow you. That's a very a standard coaching model. We want to know what you want so we can serve you. Right, Polly?
We do. And Vicki, you don't have to have Twitter to audition.
No, you don't. No, you have to have Twitter to apply for the free gifts. And, oh, Polly, here's the deal. All through the whole show, we're going to be giving free things away the whole time. Right?
I'm just, people now, not just Mazzy, but somebody else just texted me about the show. Yes, we do give free gifts. And listen, this is what I love about it. It is very interactive.
What's going on? What is Mazzy saying?
It's not Mazzy this time. It's
John?
somebody. No, but it is a fellow Alaskan.
Saying what?
Let me reread it. Let me see if it's appropriate. It might be one of those that we would screen. First of all, she said, loved your show.
Okay, maybe you can't say it.
I can't say it.
Okay. La 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 la.
No, but the bottom line is she loved the show.
Okay, awesome.
Very good. Anyhow, she loved the show. And this is what's really cool is I think, we want to be available to, we're looking for everybody. Seriously.
All types.
We want everybody.
All ages, all sexes. Yeah. And I want to say this really clearly is that if you know anyone, if you don't want to do this, but if you know someone that you think would be perfect, please send them to us. Let them watch this. Let them see if they want to be coached by two coaches that have been working with people and changing people's lives for a long time. Tell them about it because it might not be you, but it might be someone that you know. And please send us men.
Oh, okay. You know what? Now I'm going to hold on. Now I'm going to say my battery's going to die.
Okay.
So here's what she said.
Okay.
So you know how you use the initials POS for piece of shit. And so
wow, great.
on
great.
Twitter.
I love it. Okay, so So do you want to be involved in the piece of shit show? No.
It's piece of succulence or piece
of success.
Yes.
Piece of success. Okay. I'm going to tell you, I created that, and the positive principle was gone. The positive principle show is too long. P show sounded like urine. And I was like, okay, so obviously your friend is kind of on track with that. So we love you. We love you. So it's pause show.
It is pause show.
I should have probably
taken a pause in your life.
Pause and positive. That's right.
Yes.
So it's good. All right. I thought pause show was short for positive. Thank you, Emily. Thank you. It looks like pause. Yeah, but there's a capital S. I know. Pause show. I know. Anyway.
It gets attention. Yes. It gets attention.
That's right. Anything that gives us attention, we love it.
Right.
All right, everybody. So, Polly, last words, and then I'll say last words, and we'll wrap up.
I'm just saying, please audition, because that's what makes the show great.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And even if you don't feel like you're worthy or ready to do it, but some little part of you goes, that might be fun, just do it. Just do it. Take a chance. One of the things in coaching, Polly would say the same thing. Just take a chance. Mm-hmm. If you take a chance, your life starts to open up. Your life starts to open up.
And you know what? To have somebody in your circle, my battery's like 3%. But if you have somebody in your circle, your life can become full of grace. And not only are you going to have one person in your circle, you're going to have a whole bunch of people in your circle rooting for you.
And the majority of the public, of the viewers, completely will be cheering you on. Yeah. They're so great. So, all right, everyone, we love you, and we will either Polly or I will be back on tomorrow to tell you who wins the readings and the coaching sessions. Perfect. But other than that, submit, and we will see you back here on March 25th. Is that what it is? March 25th for our reveal show of who's going to be on, or 25th. Yep. Who's going to be on the show. All right, everyone.
Okay, thank you, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, everybody.